We
It's
are.
different than everything.
We're back live. We're live again. Fucking small package podcast, baby. We're talking about wrestling. We're talking about Juggalo shit. Whoop whoop. Doing JCW home video volumes 1 and 2. I have a bunch of notes written that I'm sure I will just blaze through because none of this shit matters. That's the best part, is that none of it matters. That's what lets the real stars of the show shine. The commentary is the fucking funniest thing in the goddamn world. I really like it.
Man, this 3D guy is fantastic. No clue who he could possibly be. Gotta
Ah,
find him and get him back in the business.
we'll get to that soon enough. Let's talk about some current events. So everybody is injured. Everybody who could possibly be a star in wrestling is currently fucking injured. Is that what I'm gathering?
Everyone's out for till next year, pretty much.
So, oh shit, what are we gonna do now? We forgot and it's just a sad, sad world when the gap between Finn Balor and Roman Reigns is just like a gulf no man could fucking get across. Like the entire roster of WWE is jobbers. Now, AEW doesn't have it as hard. Like they can still get people over to the degree they need to, I believe. Do you
I'd say
agree?
that's a fair assessment from the little bit I've been keeping up with.
I feel like they have taken better care of their quote unquote stars, no matter how you might feel about them, to the point where I feel like, and the fact is, and with all of the other shit we're gonna talk about, WWE is gonna fucking sell. They're gonna want to get rid of the wrestlers. Wrestlers are too much of a goddamn liability. There's gonna be a point where there's no fucking arguing that WWE is a pro wrestling company, and AEW will be the de facto biggest wrestling company.
Yes, and again, I feel like the WWE probably has a very much like a sports team mindset, where they're like, "Hey, this guy's gonna be sitting on the bench. He ain't worth keeping around. Let's get rid of him, and just bring in a new guy." Very much like a football team or a baseball team or what have you. They probably have a very similar mindset.
So now we have these NDAs or whatever coming out about Vince McMahon. So what exactly is this? It came out that there was an NDA after he had an affair with a woman and paid her off to shut up. Is that right?
I mean, that's the gist of it. Like, again, this all just boils down to Vince being a god amongst men and people hating on him for it.
Oh, he gets that fucking allegation. So there's no rape allegation, is there?
I think it's all consensual, more or less. Like, people
Okay.
want to talk about the power dynamic of
Yeah.
it being shady.
Which sure,
And,
sure.
and women are
But
coming out saying, like, oh, he's made unwanted advances upon me and everything. But as far as I know, there was no,
That shit has no
penetration or
traction
anything like that.
anymore, though. That shit has no traction anymore.
well,
Yeah.
I mean, it does, but it does.
these allegations come out about Vince McMahon, and then the WWE announces that Vince McMahon is going to be on SmackDown to speak to the crowd. So people are like thinking that some idiots are out there thinking Vince McMahon is going to come out and like address these allegations against him. And he literally comes out and he goes, WWE, then, now, forever, but also together. Then he throws the microphone into the crowd and goes out and kisses everyone's wives and shakes all the babies' hands.
That's how you respond to a
Dude,
fucking rape allegation.
this isn't the first fucking rodeo Vince McMahon has been to. That's for goddamn sure. And everything
Here's
he's
the
gained, he
thing.
gained from standing his fucking ground in the face of these dirtbags, trying to just ruin people.
Listen, if the Amber Heard trial has shown us anything,
Right.
except the tides have turned, it is white boy summer. Like,
That's what I was saying
Vince is
earlier.
unstoppable.
Like, Me Too, doesn't stick anymore, and then
And
you
here's
have
the thing,
the Amber Heard trial.
Every celebrity and politician is already assumed to be a pedophile. So what the hell do I
given.
care about this?
There's bigger fish to fry.
That's true.
But no, if Vince had come out and he said, "Ladies and gentlemen of the WWE Universe, I'm sorry.
I
Sorry I didn't do it sooner."
Oh! No,
Yeah.
Vince! Biggest heel in the business. Hasn't lost a step.
God, that man should have been president.
He's like Donald Trump, but way better.
Unhinged. He's dark Donald Trump.
He's Donald
Like,
Trump on cocaine.
Dark MAGA. It's the true dark MAGA.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're saying Dutch Mantel said this. Who the fuck knows? I heard that because it's an NDA, it can be assumed that the only way this could have been leaked is via the person who signed the NDA or from inside the company. So it seems like it's a power play from inside to get Vince to step down.
Shane?
Dutch was literally speculating that it could be Triple H. Not saying that it would be Triple H, but saying that like it could very easily be someone that close to Vince.
What about Stephanie?
I don't think so. And here's
No.
the reason for that is because Stephanie was on the outs with WWE. They were talking shit. They were burying her on the fucking show allegedly. I didn't even follow up on that news. I don't even know what happened there. But then Vince gets fucking nailed on this NDA shit, and he has to step down as CEO, which effectively means nothing. It's like a figurehead position. But Stephanie is given that spot immediately. But I think it's because not because WWE likes Stephanie McMahon, but because they needed someone in the role who has experience being the figurehead and talking to the press and shit like that. And Stephanie has the most experience. Yeah, still a McMahon, but a woman, someone you can trust, and someone who has experience talking to these fucking people.
Gosh, just wait for the rape allegations for her to come out.
That she pegged Stone Cold.
Stank breath, yeah, dude. After I just watched that, actually.
She just rolls
you
up.
Watch Stephanie peg Stone Cold? Or you watch the deepfake Stephanie McMahon porn?
And she just rolls up on Kurt Angle and slips a finger in his butt. Like,
that's true. What the fuck else do we have? The news with Sasha Banks and Naomi. Naomi?
All it's
just
is,
Naomi?
Yeah. The artist currently known as Naomi.
She's still employed.
No, she's not. They've both walked out of the WWE. No notice.
So
like,
they were
during, the warm-up.
The women's tag team champions.
Yep.
A belt that didn't need to exist. And you know what happened when they created this belt and they put it on these women? They didn't know what the fuck to do with it.
No, their roster's not deep enough to warrant.
Yeah. But do you think they're being too entitled? You had told me before we went live.
Yes, it was literally just a matter of they didn't like how they were being handled. They didn't like they were in control. They didn't and not in a reasonable type of way. Just being incredibly nitpicky and refusing to work with other people's plans and just bounce when they weren't in their way.
I 100% support them. I am on Team Black Girl for this one, 100%. And here's why. Because they have been given absolute dog shit. They've been given fucking props that mean goddamn nothing. And it's not like there's not another company they can go fucking work for. They can go work for AEW. They can do a lot of fucking things with their name value that they have. And it seems like these are people who don't have name value, but anywhere in the wrestling world outside of WWE, these people are fucking drawing.
No, again, once you make it to the WWE, you're set for life in the professional wrestling business, more or less.
Either of these women, particularly Sasha Banks, could have a great career in AEW. And I think, first of all, WWE is going to fucking call them in no time, offering them new deals. Whether or not they would follow through with any guarantees or any promises they would offer is another matter that they can decide on their own fucking time. I don't know. But I guarantee WWE is going to come begging for them. And if not, AEW will scoop them up.
For sure.
Do you think WWE will come back to them?
I think they will attempt to. They may try to lowball them a little bit before they give them any sort of leeway, and whether or not in that time frame they'll be able to cement it or not, I think will determine whether they leave for AEW or not.
And here's another thing: is that Naomi is part of the royal family of WWE. She's part of the bloodline, basically, right? You don't think that carries much weight? Because here's the thing: if Roman Reigns says rehire Naomi, Naomi's rehired. I believe.
And here's the thing: look at how far it took Nia Jax.
Yeah, sure.
How much she was able to get away with.
I think you got guys like Bruce Pritchard back there who are living in another era, and they're like, yeah, let's just let them go. Let things cool off, and they'll realize that they want to come back to WWE. But I don't know that we live in an era where people want to go back to WWE once they leave. They might love that freedom, especially if another company's going to pay them.
No, I think more and more as the years go on, we're going to see less and less of the constantly returning WWE talent that's going to come back for 2 years, get pissed, leave, then come back again. Like we used to see all the time. I think we're going to be seeing that less and less.
Which
as
is
time
great for
marches
the
on.
business in theory if any of these companies can get their fucking booking together.
No, if we can have like some competitive environments and everything, that'd be fantastic.
Anything else on the news docket? What the fuck else? Nobody's watching the fucking mainstream product
NXT is
modern
just
shit.
renaming a bunch. It's stupid. NXT is renaming a bunch of people.
Standard NXT behavior, really.
Yeah, before they get to the main roster, like they ruined my boy Walter. That's about it.
You mean Gunther?
Gunther. They wanted to name him like name for name after a Nazi U.S. boat captain, but
It's
they
called Heat.
pulled back when
It's
they got
called Heat.
backlash. Yeah. I mean, maybe the Nazi parallels with the Imperium were getting a little too heavy.
We got Jerry Babb in the comments. Hey, homies. Oh, I'm the only guy watching? Maybe. It's late. We already did a stream. Everybody's sick of listening to me talk. Mugwort was here. Hello, friends. A whoop whoop to all my juggalos in the chat, all my juggalo homies. I appreciate every single one of you, and this goes out to you. I want to do more juggalo shit leading up to the gathering. JCW, Juggalo Championship Wrestling seems just the fucking ticket. So, with that, I don't think I even mentioned Chris Benoit's Ghost is with me.
Good to be here.
Greasy, are you present? Greasy. He's too fucking butthurt because I beat the shit out of him in video games. Here's the thing. Last night we were playing fucking Mario Party. Beat the shit out of him. We were playing Tony Hawk. I beat the shit out of him. Then we were playing Fall Guys earlier. I won Fall Guys. I won the whole thing. I am the champion. He didn't get shit.
You are the fall guy?
I'm the Fall Guy now. So now he's BTFO'd out of the fucking chat.
I mean, it happens when you assert your dominance like that, man. Like, they just can't handle it.
That's true. So let's get into this fucking show.
Let's get into this can of fucking worms. Like,
Juggalo Championship Wrestling Volume 1 on home video, baby. It's a very VHS, very 90s VHS video. This is the shit in the 90s. You fucking pop this shit in, fucking smoking weed with your homies on the couch. Like, there's no Adult Swim yet. Like, maybe there was. It was like I think this was released in 2000, but it was God, I'm so confused now. I got so much Juggalo shit in my brain. Can you enlighten me on this?
yeah, sure thing. So, the date it was recorded was December 19th, 1999.
Mm-hmm.
And the next event was April 26, 2000, so I can't find when the exact VHS came out, but as far as like the actual event itself, it was in 99.
We got Jekyll Brothers era makeup going on. Shit like that. It's fucking dope. And this is like prime ICP. This is right when they fucking started hitting it big. And like the money is there. Like, it's fucking great, dude. Whoever produced it, whoever edited it, did a fucking great job. And then fucking, you have ICP on comment. I shouldn't give it away. I'm saying too much. I'm giving away the fucking cave.
You are. Just like they were on commentary half the time, which is fantastic.
Which is another reason that I loved this so fucking much, is that even ICP didn't take this shit seriously at all. And it made everything so much better.
It's funny because these are guys that love professional wrestling, but they aren't afraid to make fun of things that they love and be like, yeah, it's stupid.
Hell yeah.
Like, it's great.
So we opened with an ECW style anime music video of all like the wrestlers doing all their cool shit with fucking Down with the Clown playing. Down with the Clown, is that the song? Who the fuck knows? Some ICP playing. We go into Diamond Donovan Douglas and Handsome Harvey Costello, aka Guido, on commentary, who may or may not be two wicked clowns that y'all have heard of.
Now, I didn't realize this till about halfway through the show when they brought on the drunkard. What's his name again? Drunk son of a bitch.
Rude boy? Drunk
when they brought on Rude
fat
Boy.
Fuck Rude Boy?
Yeah, I didn't realize that it was them until they brought him on the commentary. And I was like, wait a minute.
I was watching with Greasy, and he fucking believed all the kayfabe too. He was right there in it, in the midst of it, just carried away.
I was initially bamboozled. I was like, who the fuck are these guys, and why are they not in the business right now? These guys are fucking fantastic. Give them some proper nomenclature, and they're good to go.
I, as a juggalo in my prime, knew exactly what I was dealing with immediately. There's a lot of like,
I'm a zoomer. Like, I don't know shit about this.
There's a lot of mystery science theater elements happening here. It's a really good watch, which I actually didn't expect.
That is a weirdly apt description. That's a very good analogy.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be a slog to get through. And granted, I did put the YouTube video at 1.25 speed, but I had a fucking
No,
great
but you
time
didn't go
watching it.
fast enough that you missed out on the commentary. You wouldn't still be able to hear what was being said.
No, it just made the wrestling look a little bit more athletic.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay. So where the fuck were we here?
Well, we kick things off. I was about to say the Iron Sheik promo. Was that not the first?
I have no idea. I'm sure it. I don't think so. I think that's 2 segments down. Let's just go with it. Enter ICP to welcome you to Juggalo Championship Wrestling, which they would later go on to cuck on that, and they would just call themselves Championship Wrestling, which I think is a terrible move. This is for Juggalos only. So if you're not a Juggalo, stop watching this fucking stream right now. It's Juggalo only content, Juggalo only videotape, home videos made by Juggalos for Juggalos. Do
they
not
special
reproduce
security software on this VHS tape, so it would self-destruct if it was played on a non-Juggalo VCR.
You actually have to take a little blood sample and put it on a piece of shit that the fucking the home video comes in, and if there's no Fago in your bloodstream, then you can't watch the video.
If there is no ICP stickers on your VCR player, it would not process. Because
it fucking just explodes. It explodes and thumbtacks go everywhere.
Like something involving magnets, however they work.
Yeah, I never understood them. So JCW is step 1. Step 2, I guess, is question mark. Step 3, they take over the planet.
Is step 4 profit?
Yeah, sure, dude. It's not about the profit. It's about the Juggalo homies and the family love, really. So it was a really good promo by ICP. And I don't know, it's hard to tell on this show if things are good or if the crowd is just in fucking love with it. If the Juggalos are just down for whatever.
Column A, column B, probably, because these two are incredibly talented at working a crowd.
That's true.
Super charismatic. They have the advantage of being on the home field as well. But I think if you put them in front of any crowd that's willing to give them a chance, they would get them hyped the fuck up.
Hell yeah, dude. Know that
feeling. Like as someone that has never been anti-Juggalo, but was just never really around for it too much, like this got me hyped and excited. Like,
do you see Juggalos in the wild?
Nah, not a lot.
Not a lot?
Not a lot.
Well, if you're saying not a lot, that's more than I see day to day.
I saw maybe one in middle school, and that was it.
I see. Sometimes I'm like, that guy's probably a Juggalo, and I want to whoop at him, but then I'm like, nah, he probably just doesn't shower.
No, he's probably a Smash player.
Got those dreadlocks accidentally. So Tom Dubb, who is a psychopathic employee, is going to face King Kong Bundy. Wait, also Drunk Rude Boy and Evil Dead the Zombie, who may or may not be Jumpsteady, Violent J's brother, are here. Then I'm wondering, where is King Kong Bundy? I thought he was involved. This isn't a match. Everyone fucks off. So how do you feel about this opener?
The opener is good. They start to introduce some home team talent with the Psychopath Record employees.
Yeah.
They got me hyped as fuck they got me hyped for Evil Dead.
I love Evil Dead.
Evil Dead is over.
I almost feel bad for liking Evil Dead. Now, Evil Dead is the homunculus Frankenstein zombie that ICP has put together to take over JCW and win their top title.
He is the wrestler that they have crafted from the ground up.
And he moves like a zombie, and it's very fucking cool. I've seen some zombies in pro wrestling that weren't cool. This one was really fucking dope. I love
And again,
Evil Dead.
This is something I'll probably be repeating throughout, but they were a bit of ahead of their time. They beat ECW to it by like years.
That is one thing that people don't really understand is that like zombies in wrestling, that's peanut butter and jelly, baby. That's the norm. Yeah, let me think off the top of my head here. What do we got? We had the fucking zombie lumberjack match, which wasn't really the high point of zombies in wrestling.
I think it was the death of zombies in wrestling.
Yeah, sure. The second death. We've got the ECW zombie. We've got the JCW Evil Dead. What else is there? Because like I'm trying to think. There's like horror movie tie-ins. Like Chucky doesn't
Yeah,
count.
you
He's a
have Freddy
doll.
Krueger. You've got Leatherface,
Were
the
they?
deathmatch
Oh
in Japan.
yeah.
You had Jason X.
Did we have all of these things? You're saying things, and now I'm trying to remember. It's like that sounds like it probably happened.
No, these were all
I mean,
wrestlers.
Jason was
Mainly
in
over in
space. He was
Japan.
definitely in WWE.
Not WWE
God
necessarily,
damn it.
but like over in Japan, the copyright laws over there are so loose that it's really easy for people to just do that shit.
Undertaker is a zombie.
Yes. Now, if we're talking undead in general, there's been plenty of that shit.
Yeah, we have vampires. That fucking asshole.
I mean, shit, Edge is still a vampire.
We're due for a new vampire because Edge is not a vampire. He quit being a vampire. Now there is a case of an entitled fucking dork. Edge, who could be one of like the top wrestlers today. And what does he do? He gets his own fucking stable and he's like, I don't really like my creative. And he just like dips out on these guys who should be getting over. Now Finn Balor's there trying to get it over, right?
Yeah, he's having to pick up the slack and like take the reins.
Take the Roman Reigns. So
take control of the cockpit, driving into parts unknown.
So, and like it's the same thing with Edge. It's like I understand where he's coming from too. Is like nobody's being booked well, nobody's being handled well, nobody's handled like a star except for Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, and it's a fucking goddamn shame.
Cody Rhodes is being set up for it,
but at least fucking Sasha and Naomi didn't drag anyone else down with them. Whereas Edge is like fucking over these younger guys he was supposed to be in a stable with.
Yeah. Again, I think at the end of the day, you have to look out for your best interest in any professional environment. You really do.
Hate Edge. His matches suck.
Spear is a dumb finisher.
The running hug. So, enter Slash from Guns N' Roses. He's fat.
Yeah,
and
he
drunk.
came out of nowhere.
He's super fat and drunk. It's not Slash, actually. Enter Hulk Hogan. Wait. I don't know if that. Enter Hulk Hogan. Shaggy calls him a. What do I say? What's the stand-in for the word that I want to say so badly? But if I do,
I guess the American equivalent would be cigarette.
Oh, that's so lame. Calls him
a fruity individual.
He calls him the slur for a homosexual. He called Hulk Hogan the slur. The F slur. Hulk Hogan leaves. Enter Slimanus. Slimanus is referee. No wrestling. Everybody
just
fucks
random
up.
Celebrity parody appearances.
Yeah. Still not a hint of wrestling. Sirius Darius interviews the Iron Sheik. How do you feel about Sirius? How do you feel about Sirius Darius?
He is the second coming.
The second coming of who?
He is this.
He's not Jesus. He's the second coming of like Gene Okerlund. No. This guy is so fucking funny. He's got great timing, and he's not always given the best material to work with, but he does the best he could possibly do with it every time. He is great. I don't know who this guy is. Probably some random jerk off who worked for Psychopathic Records. He is fucking great.
The delivery, the cadence.
Yeah.
All of his gold.
It's something wrestling is missing so dearly today. You have to look to fucking JCW just to find it. It's a really weird situation. But my God.
No, in some ways, the quality of the show was ahead.
Way more entertaining than any WWE show today. Way more entertaining. Not a better wrestling show. Way more entertaining.
By no means. But again, there's weird little bits of quality throughout it. The editing was solid. Like, the commentary was good. Like, every once in a while, they'd be like just a stream of consciousness that they were doing where they were fucking around out of nowhere. They'd throw out like legitimate terms or names. And like obscure references to like old school wrestling.
Yeah. So Sirius Darius, he plays the straight man. He's all fucking dressed up nice and kind of stuffy. He's got but he's got the Hatchet Man necklace. Lets you know he's part of the fucking gang and he's
got a Burt Reynolds stash and a pipe.
Yeah. Oh, he's great. So he's interviewing the Iron Sheik. And Sheik is just going batshit. Do you want to get it in, Chris? I don't know if I can do this justice. How do you feel about this promo?
And this might have been Sheikah's most methed out.
Dude, because they're just like giving him all the crack he wants and just letting him run hog wild. He's just shitting on Bob Backlund and Hulk Hogan. There's nothing like, there's barely a wrestling promo here. It's just Sheik being a fucking berserk madman, and apparently he challenged some guy to a crack pipe in a pole match. So that's coming up.
A crack pipe on a pole luchador match, specifically.
Oh, dude. Amazing. It's all I've ever wanted in wrestling.
Sheik was hyping up his luchador skills throughout this.
So Abdullah...
Talk about how he's a master of all wrestling. Like,
it's true.
High-flying stuff, hardcore, whatever, he can do it all.
Hardcore, parkour... Yeah, he can do everything. Abdullah the Butcher, another man who is very agile, he pulls up in the parking lot, and he forks the shit out of some bum, and another one! And he keeps forking these bums in the parking lot.
Working his way to his dressing room.
And, okay, so how do you feel about Abdullah the Butcher?
Strong introduction. It gets the character over immediately, what this man is about.
I think Abdullah...
No bullshit. Show, don't tell.
He fucking struck me as the biggest prick in history. Everything he did looked like it hurt. And not because he's strong or the moves are cool or anything. No, because he would pick up a piece of metal and just huck it at a guy's head. Or when he stabbed you with a fork, it was actually stabbing guys with a fork.
It was just vicious.
And like there's people in like the psychopathic camp who are like, yeah, fuck yeah, I want to get busted open by Abdullah the Butcher and taking it as a great honor. And like I would too, like... at face value, except this dude is like Hep C.
Yeah. Especially at this point.
He definitely has Hep C. Yeah, this is confirmed for Hep C at this point. He was sued by some wrestler. He was sued by some wrestler later on. Not too many years later, but a few years later. I think it was like 2007 or 2010 or something like that. He was sued for giving someone Hep C. Confirmed for having Hep C. Just stabbing motherfuckers with a fork. They sharing that fork, dog. Crazy.
You know he ain't washing that fork in between shows.
Just fucking nuts, dude. That's the Gathering of the Juggalos experience. That's why I'm getting a free tattoo at the Gathering.
Nice. You know his Hep C just hanging out and percolated and aged into a fine Hep H at that point.
You gotta bottle that shit up, sell it.
No, it's just like he would have been probably as prolific as New Jack is if he had the energy to do it.
Yeah, I mean,
if he wasn't a fat fuck, he probably would have been like.
I've never seen an impressive Abdullah the Butcher match. He's probably been in some multi-man matches with Cactus Jack that were like passable at some point, but like, yeah. Here's the thing: is like if you want to go back to the classic Abdullah the Butcher matches, it's like versus the original Sheik, and I bet watching that shit today hasn't aged very well because it was the garbage wrestling of the time, and now we've got more flashy garbage wrestling. It's probably kind of boring. Someone counter-signal me. Damn, someone in chat counter-signal me on that one. I don't want to believe, but I kind of think that's probably the case.
I was about to say, the only time I've ever been remotely entertained by Abdullah the Butcher is that picture of him where he's feeding KFC to that picture of Antonio Inoki in bed.
See, that's entertaining. I think back to that WCW cage match with like the electric. It's with the fucking
the Chamber of Horrors.
Yeah.
The Chamber of Horrors match,
which isn't. I don't think was a terrible match. The finish was fucking awful, but like, I don't know. He was around some talented guys at that point in WCW. That's for fucking sure.
Well, man, they had so many last minute swap outs in that, and like as far as like the actual carrying out of the match and the effects and all that was a pain in the butt.
Did we ever watch that?
We have not gotten to for the show. No, I've just watched it on my own time. A couple, yeah.
Oh, okay. So we move on
Future fodder.
Move on to we're never going back to fucking 90s WCW. It's never gonna happen. I'm sorry, everybody. Everyone who wanted to see the NWO, womp womp. We're just gonna fucking cut right to like fucking NWO fucking sold out or something one day, just so we can get our fix in.
Just catch them at their peak.
Yeah. Or at the low, depending on how you look at things. So we move on to our Lucha Libre high-flying suicide dive Mexican rules attraction. Which, having the fucking ring announcer come out and just fucking barf out those words before matches it makes no sense. There's no bearing on the match. I love it, dude. That's good parody.
That's what this is. It's parody with love of pro wrestling. Parody coming from the best place possible.
So our matchup is the Iron Sheik versus Izzy High, who Jay immediately calls Izzy Gay, which I thought was pretty funny. Shaggy immediately, and fucking later on in the match, he fucking goes on to call him Izzy a fucking that shit, yeah, that shit again. But they dropping them slurs all through this fucking show, and it feels very refreshing and very freeing, I gotta say. Shit I can't fucking say on YouTube because I want to stay here.
And at one point, Shaggy, I believe, is making comments about his long, luxurious hair and how gorgeous it is.
It is beautiful.
A-class mullet.
Sheik says hello to all the Mexicans in Detroit and wishes them a Merry Christmas.
Feliz Navidad. In, like, what, July?
Oh, I have
June?
no fucking idea. I forgot about that, dude. Holy shit. That's not fake. That's what happens. Jay says it's July, yeah. So,
yeah.
Izzy Gay starts a fucking USA chant. Doesn't go over well.
Not only that, but the fixation they have on the Sheik's fish tank? Christmas ornament? Light bulb?
No idea.
The abscess in his stomach?
Oh, disgusting.
They're obsessed with it on commentary. Is what they talk about for half the match.
So, Izzy Gay bumps like crazy for the Sheik, and it could look a lot worse. The crowd loves Sheiky, which is a given. This dude is a really good jobber.
He did a fantastic job of jobbing.
Izzy High is very impressive. This was like Dolph Ziggler tier fucking bumping and jobbing.
I mean, Lex Luger would have been proud.
So we get a camel clutch for the 3, baby. Couldn't go any other way.
Did they get the crack pipe. Like, at no point did they get a crack pipe off the pole.
Well, by the time they got to the ring, it was no longer a crack pipe on the pole match. It was a flying suicide dive Mexican rules attraction.
There's a pole up in the corner.
Oh,
do you think they were gonna straight up do a crack pipe on a pole match, but they realized the Sheik just couldn't fucking climb the turnbuckle?
Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if the whole thing got miscommunicated. Sheik never understood the rules in the first place, and they just fucking went home.
How's a man that wrestled in the 70s not gonna understand a object on a pole match rules? No matter how gonked out he is on crack, like...
Man, I really don't know. I really fucking... It's just mind-boggling. It's just a matter of ICP, like, hiring their favorite childhood heroes to be, like, action figures for them. And nothing else matters.
And that's what this is. You have to respect that. Those guys have accomplished their dreams.
Yeah.
You can't ever take that away from them.
Hell yeah. Fucking Vince Russo couldn't book this shit if he tried. Just saying. So Sirius Darius interviews ICP. They say that they created their own Frankenstein heavyweight creature in Evil Dead. He's going for the title. They own the Federation, so fuck you.
He's going over.
Yeah.
I think they legitimately said he's going over in that interview, and he's going to win.
I'm sure. They were doing just insider terms constantly. Dude, I'd love to... We should invite Jim Cornette into the fucking server to watch this with him. That's all I'm saying.
We should.
It'd just be like big flex on him, teabagging all over his fucking dome. So Tom Dubb, the psychopathic employee, is dragged back in for his match later, apparently, by some fucking guy. He's terrified. He's terrified of facing King Kong Bundy. Wouldn't you be?
Yeah, I mean, the man looks like a giant, throbbing penis.
Ugh, dude, I wouldn't trust a man who looks like that. Wouldn't even call him a man. So Rude Boy cuts a promo on a couch eating chips. Not a very good promo. Move on. Redneck Devil Without a Cause versus Evil Dead. Were you hyped for this match?
Yes, I was. I can't wait to see Evil Dead work. He already had the charisma. He already had the presence. I want to see how the man moved.
Just shuffling out to the ring and falling over. Oh, great performance, too, by this guy. I love it.
And just one little thing I wanted to throw out. We had some unaired content we didn't get to see.
Oh baby, too hot for
We
TV.
We saw Don Montoya versus Too Tough Tony in a best 2 out of 3 tables match. We saw the Freaks of Nature, Madman Pondo and Pete Madden, versus Corporal Robinson and Ian Rotten in an exploded bar wire match. And then we got the proper card. We missed out on an Ian Rotten match, dude.
Good. Thank God for that. So ICP chucks Evil Dead into the ring. Dead Evil. I wrote Dead Evil. Maybe that was some sort of in-joke. Nothing hurts him, nothing scares him, and he's dead. These are the plus sides of being dead, as Violent J says in commentary. Nothing hurts him, nothing scares him, and he's dead. So we get the inverted scabby eggplant for 3. Evil Dead goes over Redneck Devil without cause.
The names they were throwing out throughout this event.
It just gets better.
Old. I wish I could have written down every word they said.
I know, dude. If only. And this is definitely a show that's about the commentary. If I haven't gotten that
Even if
yet.
you don't have the time to watch it, put it on in the background when you have some free time and just listen to the utter chaos of it. It's gold.
So we get Darius with Bundy. King Kong Bundy. King Kong Bundy hates Tom Dubb for some reason. Move on to our match. Tom Dubb versus King Kong Bundy. This is some shit, I feel like I should hate this while I'm reading it. But I didn't at all. King Kong Bundy. Yep.
I think King Kong Bundy, he never took any seriously crazy bumps. I don't think he really deteriorated that much throughout his career.
Well, here's the thing. He fucking did his part to a T, and he looked safe as fuck the whole time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, you can't, nothing wrong with what he did.
Yeah, and he comes in, he shits all over the Juggalos and gets tons of heat. It's fucking great heel shit. And it's it's not hard to get heat here. All you do is come out and say, "Fuck Juggalos." And
I like Slim Shady, and everyone goes bonkers.
Because and that's the best part, is that the crowd is all in on the joke, so they're playing along. And it's the hardest thing in the world these days to get people to cheer faces and boo heels. Well, if you're in on the joke, it's apparently the easiest thing in the world.
They are a part of the performance.
And you can't always have that, obviously, but if you can, you got, man, it's so valuable.
It's just electric at that point.
So it's good heat. Everyone's having fun in this. You can tell everyone's having a blast, from King Kong Bundy to the fucking crowd to ICP. Everyone's having a great fucking time here, and it's really helping things. Tom Dubb is forced to compete. He's forced into the ring. The only thing Tom has ever lifted is a radio out of a car, commentary says. We get a big splash and a 5 count. And Tom Dubb is he's a little baby bitch with his arms, tucking his arms in, afraid to get fucking crushed by this fucking mammoth in King Kong Bundy. But Bundy's so soft with him.
Oh, yeah. And I love on commentary them calling that out. Be like, yep, tuck his arms in just like he was trained to receive the bump.
Yeah, just like he was told backstage 5 minutes before the show. So, from the looks of it, and I don't know if this is just camera tricks or whatever, there's a ton of people at this show.
They probably packed that auditorium.
And this is not the Gathering of the Juggalos. This looks like Hammerstein or something. Not that it is. I have no idea where it is, but that's the look it has. So Abdullah cuts another bitch. He cuts someone the fuck open with a fucking dirty Hep C infested fucking fork. Move on to Rude Boy versus Abdullah the Butcher with Rude Boy on commentary, which is slightly jarring.
That's when I realized, okay, this is pre-recorded commentary.
And at this point, we're fucking 5/6 of the way through the fucking show. So Abdullah is killing Rude Boy on the outside, just looking like a prick. He's just stiffing people because he can. Abdullah wins with the big elbow, and I hate Abdullah at this point. Shameful display. This guy has no fucking business throwing potatoes. And he's a guy who only throws these potatoes around because he knows, number one, he can't do anything that looks good. Number two, he's a legend, so nobody's going to retaliate.
Yeah.
Fuck Abdullah the Butcher. Can't stand that prick. I'm glad he got his feet removed.
Raw guy, that's our vice president.
Gotcha. So Sirius Darius goes into the locker room to interview Angel. Her tits are out.
Big fat floppy titty
Big
freak.
old milky fucking cow udders, dude. Yeah, this is what wrestling needs more of, really. We just skip the interview and show us tits. And they don't have to be great tits, like I don't care. Show me any tits, really.
I was surprised I saw tits on YouTube, like.
Yeah, that's another good point. This shit's just sitting around on YouTube waiting for you to jerk off to the big floppy tits. But like, I've seen worse tits in WWE, if I'm being honest.
Oh yeah, especially the last couple of years.
I was talking about Mae Young. You're going fucking full, like catfight mode on Charlotte or whatever.
Hey man, listen. If it's good enough for Mark Henry,
It's a good point. So King Kong Bundy, he tells ICP in no uncertain terms that he wants $5,000 for the appearance, and he's yelling at ICP. It's a pretty good scene, and then he's like, "Rock and Roll Express got 5,000," and cut over to fucking Rock and Roll Express sitting in the fucking corner on a couch just drinking beer.
chilling,
Fucking
living their best life.
hilarious. Some of the funniest shit I have ever seen in wrestling. Amazing, dude.
Delivery and timing are just fantastic here.
Oh,
like
great,
the comedic pacing is gold.
We move on to Chick Foley versus Angel, who's dressed like Shaggy 2 Dope. So the girls match. How do you feel about Chick Foley?
Man, I feel like she got the rough end of the stick here.
The best part about Chick Foley is that she doesn't have a Twitter account.
True.
Like, fuck,
Honestly,
like my hero.
I'm not sure if her kid has an OnlyFans or not, but
That's... Yeah, Mick Foley only has one ear. Chick Foley only has one tit. Got ripped off in a barbed wire match with Vader in Japan.
dude, like the thing is, I can't believe for this thumbtack match the fact that they just had the ring covered to the thumbtacks.
Dude, thumbtacks fucking everywhere. Match
Like,
gets
the
started and they immediately just start rolling around in it like idiots.
Man, what would they say if this is an ECW show? Cat fight!
Cat fight! So they're
But
just...
dude, like,
Go on.
I constantly saw the ref picking out at his shoes and everything and trying to watch where he's stepping.
Why
because
bother?
His shoes are just fucking full of thumbtacks.
So the girls are immediately, with no impact, just rolling around in that shit. And that's like... Nobody told them how to work this match. How you, like, pretend, like... that you're not going to fall into it until the big moment. And they just flopped into it like a piece of shit. And this bitch hits a leg drop for the fucking 3. I didn't write who wins, but it doesn't fucking matter. Sitting her ass.
Angel.
Angel wins with the leg drop, dropping her ass right on those thumbtacks. These bitches.
I'll give
No
you a hint.
idea.
It's the chick that got a promo and camera time before the match.
Who showed her tits? That's all
Yeah.
you got to do to go over in wrestling is show your tits. Ask John Laurinaitis. Yep. So the battle royal begins. Enter all the dorks. Redneck Devil with Metal Paws. That was one of my favorite nicknames.
That one was good. We got Ted Nugent. We've got other Ted Nugent.
Fat Fuck Barrel Boy. That's not a nickname.
Barrel Boy was hype as hell.
That
his
shit was
legal
way
name.
over. I was very into Fat Fuck Barrel Boy. He was really the star of the show. A real show stealer, if you will.
I had to
Fuck
pause
baby.
the video right there when he popped up and just take a moment to breathe. He's like a created wrestler character. Like,
And he comes out in a fucking barrel, but then he takes it off before coming into the ring, and it's like
It's like a
thing's
pair
not
of
even a real
overalls.
barrel. Yeah, it's just
it's
a
an
gimmick.
epidermis that he can remove.
Wrestling's fake. You can take off the barrel. So some manager guy says some fucking shit. None of it matters. Enter Rock and Roll Express at a fucking fresh and spry fucking 65 years old here.
Still probably the most athletic guys on the show.
Dude, here's the thing. We're acting like this match, like, there's like a match, it's like a battle royal. No, dude, fucking us talking about this is longer than the match because 15 fucking seconds in, we're down to the final 3 in this battle royal full of people. Anyway,
the man of the hour.
Evil Dead versus the Rock and Roll Express. How will Evil Dead triumph? Can he triumph? He cannot possibly triumph over these legends of the ring.
By God.
The triumph
On
of the
this
dead.
day, God was smiling upon the ring.
Dude, this is
He
the
had
biggest
his eye.
upset. You know what they say? They say that, like, okay, so your world champion is your top guy. He can generally beat kind of anybody, or at least hang with anybody in a singles match. But the tag team champions in a 2-versus-1 match should definitely be able to beat the top guy, because there's two champions who are used to working together like that. Here we have Rock and Roll Express, who are a unit, a sound, functional, well-oiled machine, taking on Evil Dead, who is a well-oiled machine in his own right, I guess. But Evil Dead goes over this legendary tag team, both of them, in the same match at the same time. Do you know what that means?
Does that mean it's main event time?
No, it means we have a new JCW champion, and really, this was the main event all along. Evil Dead is the JCW champion. ICP comes out and says all other wrestling promotions can lick my balls.
Now, is it just Violent J's balls, or is it Shaggy 2 Dope's balls? Whose balls are getting licked specifically?
You watched it more
Is it
recently than
collective?
I did. I don't remember who said it.
I feel like Shaggy was carrying the load of the mic work a fair bit.
Shaggy is classic hype man, but usually it's Jay who's the talker, so that's strange to see. I don't know, but they're both very good. They're both very charismatic, very funny. So yeah, we go on to our main event. Doink and Doink versus the Insane Clown Posse. A ring full of clowns. Could it be anything else? Which one do you think is Matt Bourne? I think it's Shaggy 2 Dope.
I don't know. It could be Doink.
So the crowd is going fucking wild at this point. ICP look pretty good in the ring. And it's kind of just an exhibition of ICP's talent as wrestlers, which isn't like overwhelming, but it's like pretty good. And fucking Shaggy bumps like a fucking champion. His bumps are so goddamn good.
Like, they really are good for the amount of work they had put in. Like, I think if those guys genuinely wanted to push it, they could have, like, wound up being
Shaggy
more
definitely.
consistent in the pro wrestling business.
Obviously, Jay never took his fucking health serious enough to fucking do that, but Shaggy's fucking great, dude. I'm a big fan of his work in wrestling.
Like, anytime I've seen any of their matches on WCW, I was just always pleasantly like, oh, these guys don't suck. Like,
so ICP does some selling. Doink powerbombs Shaggy off the apron through a table propped up on the guardrail. And that's like you're just doing that because you're a fan, essentially, from Shaggy's perspective.
yeah.
What other reason is there to do that? Especially taking that from Doink. What honor is there in that? It's just the thrill of the
love
moment.
of the game.
For the juggalos, baby. Whoop, whoop. ICP hits the worst 3D I've ever seen for 3.
Yeah.
It was shit. They don't practice it every goddamn night, 365, like the Dudley boys do. I'll let it slide because everything else looked fine.
Yeah. All in all, a solid fucking event.
Yep. So it's not over yet. Enter the dickheads to beat down ICP. Heels in the ring, beating down our clown heroes. Who were actually, I thought ICP were supposed to be the heels here, but I'm not totally certain what the fuck is going on. None of it
I think they're
matters.
supposed to be antagonistic heroes.
Okay, the asshole owner of the company who's also the beloved face.
Yes.
Okay. So enter
Here's the
Balls Mahoney.
Where the
Who's
fuck
got
was he this
bigger
whole time?
balls of the ball? To kill all the fucking heels. Fucking, he crushes some motherfucker with a nasty chair shot and he just beats everybody up. Enter King Kong Bundy to even the score. Heels back on top. Enter Raven. Fucking even flow DDTs all around. Deadpool stands tall, reunited in JCW as Raven, Violent J, and Shaggy 2 Dope. With Balls Mahoney for some reason.
I'm probably because he was just available and he's the name.
There.
Like,
He was there, dude. So I guess the Deadpool was their WCW stable. I'm not up
Yes.
on my lore in that.
So there's the Deadpool and there's the Dark Carnival. The Dark Carnival was when they were hanging out with Raven. I mean, not Raven, when they were hanging out with
Vamp.
Vampiro.
Yeah.
Deadpool was with Raven.
So did you watch past that?
No, I did not.
You should have, and I want you to do it right now. Can you pull it up for me? Is that possible?
Yes, I can. I'm going to.
And I want
YouTube
you to
right
watch the very fucking end, like after the credits. And it is worth watching, my dude. I don't want to fucking blow my load, but I will say this is how you end your fucking home video in the fucking late 90s, dude. Shit
They
is
beat out
fucking
Marvel
dope.
to the end credit scene.
Dude, and it's better than you can possibly imagine. I'm going to pull it up too because I want to play the audio after you fucking watch it.
Alrighty, I think I'm at it right now.
Skip to that very fucking end, dog. JCW 1.
And it's giving me an ad. In the meantime, though, while this ad is playing,
It's got to happen. I'll give you a timestamp too.
There we go.
1:17:50 is where I'm at here.
Okay.
Wait for it.
Just
Wait for
there,
it.
5 seconds. Almost there. Almost there. I'm seeing Rey Mysterio in this end sequence as they're
Hell
leaving
yeah.
the crowd.
That's what we need. 619, baby. Bukkake, sex with guys.
My knee is blown, Rey Mysterio.
Are you seeing the last fucking sequence of video edits?
Yes, I am.
What do you think? Are you there?
This is magic. This is magic.
The
I'm
chair
getting
shots
the logo right now.
galore. Oh, I'm spoiling it. I fucking blew my load. Now I gotta play the audio for the fucking chat regardless. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about how much like an epilepsy like problem this video would be.
So you saw it at this point?
Yes. The
Fucking
chair shots galore.
Ian Rotten just fucking bashing this guy's goddamn skull in with a fucking chair. Just played over and over.
I did the editing. Like this
Oh.
is a shit post before shit post.
Exactly.
Sort of thing.
And there's comedic editing to this fucking clip of Ian Rotten killing
This
this
is a
guy.
YouTube poop. This is a YouTube poop on tape. Like
So fucking genius, dude.
dragging his lifeless body out of the ring.
Oh god.
Amazing.
Anyway, we watched Volume 2 as well. So let's fucking hit it.
Man,
Volume
overall, Volume 2 was
Ooh.
a much higher quality in terms of in-ring work.
Let's rate Volume 1 real quick. How about that? Before we forget, because we didn't even rate the
Yeah.
last show we watched, Muppets or whatever. Yeah, 6.
Oh yeah,
Fuck it.
6. That's fair.
6. Everything's a 6. Fucking Volume 1 gets a motherfucking... Oh, do I want to give it an 8 or is it a 7.5?
I think it's an 8. You can round it.
8! It's a fucking 8 out of 10 for JCW Home Video Volume 1.
Absolute gold.
All right. Volume 2. We get another anime music video. It's not really anime, but it's basically just like a shitty fucking like YouTube edit with
Yeah.
clown music playing. Enter
Again,
Robin
so ahead
Leach,
of the-
RuPaul, and Michael Jackson. Amazing.
Man,
So
this is the
Robin
most black people that's ever been at a gathering of the Juggalos.
who was Robin Leach was just supposed to be some rich guy?
Yeah, he was like a celebrity socialite of the time.
Can't stand it. And RuPaul and Michael Jackson, we know who they were.
Yeah.
Madman Pondo says ICP fucked him. He thought he was getting $1,250 for the show, but it was actually $1,250. Is that funny?
Amazing.
That joke didn't
I-
quite
I-
land for me. That's
I
kind of
got
a
a
subpar
dry
joke.
chuckle.
I'm
I got
okay
a
with
dry
it.
chuckle on me.
As long as the rest of the show is good, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Hornswagglin' Hillbilly versus Tom Dubb. Gunt City, baby. Hillbilly can't fucking climb the
Flute.
steps to get into the ring.
Mountains of Floop.
Dude, this guy is sickening. Absolutely disgusting. Made for pro wrestling. Made for
What an
television,
athlete.
baby. Squashes Tom Dub with a fucking big splash. Far less safe than King Kong Bundy was.
But Tom is also more experienced at this point. He can take a bump better.
Yeah. So fucking, dude, Hillbilly, like, okay, this guy couldn't pass a physical first and foremost. He couldn't even get up the steps to get into the fucking ring. There's no way he has the capability of protecting his opponent.
No. That's all on you at that point.
Yeah. You decided to get into the fucking ring.
And that's the thing. I genuinely doubt that Shaggy and Jay were, like, pressuring anyone to do anything that they genuinely... Like, sure, they would bust their balls about it, but I don't think they would, like, be like, hey, you have to do this or else.
I would bet that Tom Dub wanted to do that shit with King Kong Bundy. When it comes to Hornswaggle and Hillbilly, it's a little fucking different. But yeah, I'm sure there was some ball busting happening.
Hey, Sex Calhoun up in here.
So we get fucking Honky Tonk Man backstage. He's talking with the Juggalos, the Juggalo kids, about their lives.
They're all gathered around like kids, listening to Grandpa telling the story.
Some kind of gathering going on here. The Juggalos want Honky Tonk Man to play chicken hunting. He doesn't want to play chicken hunting. Serious Darius interview. Honky Tonk hates psychopathic and he hates Juggalos.
He loves real rock and roll. Yeah. He loves 52-foot Cadillacs.
And dude, they're like, this is the wrong Elvis impersonator. Honky Tonk Man will not play chicken hunting. You know who will play chicken hunting is Clownvis at the gathering. Can't wait to see Clownvis.
Show me in on Clownvis.
Clownvis is a clown who is a lot like Elvis. So basically, he's my two favorite things. And he's the host of the Juggalette Wet T-shirt contest, which I am a fan of. He likes tits. I like tits. He likes Elvis. I like Elvis. He's a clowny freak. I'm a clowny freak.
Are you excited about the new Elvis movie?
No. I saw Jurassic World Dominion. It sucked. Next, we move on to our Who the Fuck Are These Guys match, which is actually what it was called and announced as. We have Hizaya versus Chris Hero. Which
Chris Homo?
Yeah, Chris Homo, as they're calling him. It's a very interesting thing here because Chris Hero was like kind of a big deal. Kind of a big deal, guys. And he never really made it in WWE, but he might be in WWE today training fucking talent. Is that what he's doing in NXT? He might be doing that right now. Or he might have been fired with all the cuts. Who the fuck knows? But like he was a major talent in like Ring of Honor and all the indies. He was he tag teamed with Cesaro when he was Claudio Castagnoli, and it was fucking awesome. He got fired from NXT for being too fat and refusing to get in shape. He like wanted to be a fat guy, but WWE was like, no, you look like shit. And he did indeed look like shit.
But that's part of the magic.
Yes, it's kayfabe.
But he's currently a producer for Ring of Honor.
Okay, so he's a talented guy, no fucking doubt, and that's obvious in this match. He is definitely shining, and he's probably the best wrestler that we've seen so far,
without a doubt.
Yeah. Hizaya wins with a senton bomb, copyright swanton bomb, trademark.
The Goose-ton bomb.
What do you think Jeff Hardy's doing these days?
He's doing a lot of work with the police right now.
Yeah. So you got another DUI, and for me, it's like I want my wrestlers getting into trouble, but to AEW, no, can't have that. Did you see the clip of him talking about whiskey at like a live show or some shit?
No, I have not, but that video of him being pulled over by the cops and one of them whipping out a shotgun on him is hilarious.
Hell yeah. Let's play this audio. I'll send you fucking everything up. Oh man, I really blew it this time. Nobody will notice what was said in the chat. I'm such a stupid asshole. Anyway, it's in the fucking bar and grill or whatever the fuck. Wherever the fuck I just put that. I'm going to play the audio. You watch that on you while we're doing this over here.
Yeah.
Oh, shitty intro.
Hey guys, what is
going on? No, it's WrestleMania. Stop, YouTube Brits.
Man, like that little girl, the last video she was
YouTube Brits, get off my stream.
Yeah, I filmed her and she said, "I'm no longer a slave to pain. I'm a child of God." And I was like, man, she died that night, so that's the way. That's what I love about music, is the universal language for all of us that we can understand, no matter how many disagreements or
God, this guy is.
The world is. I mean, we can always relate with the music, and I love that.
He is so wasted.
This was the wrong video. He is slowing it down while he chugs whiskey.
Whiskey is my best friend and my worst enemy.
God, I'm such a relatable thing to say right before you get a DUI. He's out there morbing. Takes a big chug of fucking whiskey. Carries on with his set. I respect it.
Whiskey is my best friend and Lord and Savior.
So, ICP pulls Evil Dead out of their trunk. He's in top physical condition. The jobbers are smoking
the best.
weed.
Oh my gosh, their jobber lineup was hilarious.
It was extremely funny. I don't really remember it, but it was ridiculous.
So this isn't just me, but it was the same black guy the whole time, right? Popping up further and further down the line.
I have no idea. That's hilarious, though.
No, because he had the exact same haircut, the red bandana.
Is this racist?
I think he was just skipping further and further down the line the whole time.
So Deshaun didn't want to give Hollywood Chunk Hogan or whatever a hit of weed because he was gross. Which I wouldn't give Hollywood Chunk Hogan any of my weed either.
I mean, I'll give him weed, just not any of my weed.
So we move on to Dick Nipple versus Billy Bill.
Dick Nipple. What a name.
Dick Nipple powerbombed through 2 tables. There you go. That's
not just a single tables match, but a 2 out of 3 tables match.
Sirius Darius interviews Chris Hero, Chris Homo. Then they get attacked by Madman Pondo. And then he knocks everybody over and he starts to cut a promo on fucking ICP or whatever. And Sirius Darius comes back and smashes Pondo's head in.
You do not interrupt Sirius Darius's interview.
This is how you get your fucking top heel over, by having the backstage announcer just beat his ass.
I love consistently how the top heel's problem has been that ICP is not paying them, and that is why they are the top heel.
Look at every wrestling promotion at all times.
It's a never-ending ballet.
ICP finds a bunch of gays backstage.
While they were looking for Vampiro, so it makes sense.
Yeah, they're looking for gays. They were looking for gays, they found gays. And the gays are all cavorting and like touching each other.
The commentary track was funny. So his big flaming gay laying on the table with his pants down, with the other 2 around him. And on commentary, they say, that's just about the gayest thing you can do with another man. But I don't think it gets much gayer than that. I think that's one of that is.
On the Madman Pondo versus Fat Fuck Barrel Boy. Staples, tax, absolute bullshit.
Again, the commentary just shines through here. Talking about, like, oh, isn't he actually a friend of ICP in, like, real life? Oh, yeah, and these guys actually love each other and respect the shit out of each other. Great. And then they go right back to shitting on him.
Pondo hits a splash off the balcony through a table for 3.
Kinda.
I don't know if there was ever an end to this match, but that was your finish, most definitely. It's a pretty cool spot. Pondo was afraid to jump.
I love how they cut to highlights of the match. How they chopped
Thank God for that, too. Yeah, someone should have given Pondo another fucking line of coke, though. Maybe would have just done a moonsault off the fucking balcony and killed himself.
I mean, there's no Kirk and Hall, but still.
Enter Vanilla Ice to help Barrel Boy kick Pondo's ass. What more could you ask for?
Man, I hope he hung around to sign autographs.
Rude Boy versus Abdullah the Butcher. There's a cage.
The rematch,
They're not
baby.
in it.
Rude Boy's ready for that run back.
They start it's a cage match. The cage is like nothing to do with fucking anything. Hep C for everyone. Abdullah hangs Rude Boy over the top of the cage with a fucking rope. It's fucking sweet.
If it had been reversed, that would have been very controversial.
We talk a lot about like finishes and cage matches, whether it's like climb over, whether it should be pin, but really you should have to hang your opponent
for a solid like 2 minutes.
Just make sure they're dead. You have to hang them and then jerk them off. And if they come to completion, then you win the match.
Call it the David Carradine Memorial Match.
Hell yeah.
Man, it sucks that happened. Shout out to Brad. Rest in peace, brother, since we're talking about that.
German suplex to death.
Oh, no, I was talking about his autoerotic asphyxiation.
Hell yeah. Music video break, baby. Anyway, we get fucking Big Flame Neil? Is Neil another guy? Big Flame Neil. And Bob versus...
No, Neil and Bob are the guys, yeah. Big
IC...
Flaming is the big gay guy.
God. Bunch of gay guys. Big Flame, Neil and Bob versus ICP and Esham. Isham? I'm not sure how to say that. I'm sorry, Juggalos. Entrances only. This isn't the match. Isham's actually got nothing to do with this shit. Big Flame, Neil and Bob versus ICP and Evil Dead.
In Australia.
In Australia. Fuck, dude. And the crowd was still into it. Give them that. Now, this match began. I'm like, all right, this is just like indie nonsense. Just like in fucking a high school gymnasium, like at best. And like looks like shit.
And the video quality took a significant dip.
Yeah, but then the commentary was so fucking funny, and they were dropping F-slurs at such a high rate of speed that I was just laughing my ass off the entire time.
And again, your Mystery Science Theater analogy is so spot on.
Hell yeah.
Like, I wonder how many, like, subpar or bad wrestling events could be saved by somebody re-recording commentary over it and turning into a comedic thing.
I enjoyed when Colt Cabana was doing $5 wrestling. I thought Freight Train was funny as shit. Jeff Hart was funny as fuck, dude. Do you remember that?
No.
We'll have to get our hands on that. We'll have to get on some fucking torrent site for wrestling and fucking find that. It's so fucking funny. And I hate to give Colt Cabana that much credit, but like, really, the wrestlers were the best part, and they were really fucking funny. Freight Train was a giant autistic black guy who was like their top star. And he'd go, choo choo.
And fuck it. I like trains. I can get behind this.
I think he would come out to, I'm a ride train. I'm pretty sure that's how it went.
How did this man not get into the Fed?
It's a good question because he probably would have gotten over. Now he's too old. He's past his prime.
With the kids and everything, he'd be a merch powerhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Kids love trains.
Next, John Cena. All right, with that, we've reached the conclusion of JCW Home Videos Volume 1 and 2. This is Volume 3 we might hit before the gathering. Might have to do it.
We may. Could be possible.
What do you think of Volume 2?
Volume 2 was a solid show. Like, it was a step up in terms of like the quality of the wrestling, but I feel like the commentary was, while still funny, just wasn't as funny as the first one.
I think it was slightly less ridiculous. And I don't mean that there's no bad way, not really in a good way either. It just was. Now here's the thing. I think I enjoyed watching Volume 2 more. But while I think Volume 1 might have been funnier, I was hanging out with Greasy in the call. I think when you're with your homies watching this shit, it's 10 times funnier. Especially if you're edgy and you want some edgy fucking humor. And it's been a while since you got your edgy fix. Like, if you're just hanging with the boys. You guys are
ripping off of each other and...
Yeah, that's what this shit is made for. And it does such a great fucking job. So they both get an 8 out of 10, as far as I'm concerned.
You know what? ICP is for the boys.
Dude, whoop, whoop, love it. See y'all at the fucking gathering first week of August, baby. Thornville, Ohio. I'm going to be there. Find me. Go to yakobees.com, listen to them podcasts, hit that merch tab, patreon.com/yakovalive. You want to come hang out in the Discord and fucking play Mario Party. And I don't know, if you want to talk wrestling, we want people to talk wrestling at fucking 2 a.m. So that's a thing too. Find me at Skinwalker Gang on Twitter. Chris?
They can find me on Twitter at Benoit's Phantom. Don't have nothing else besides that. I just shitpost when post about whatever's tickling my autism at the moment.
awesome. And we will catch you next time to talk more wrestling. We'll have to figure out what we're talking about. Chris picked the first thing. He picked Muppets Raw. I picked JCW. And now, if someone else is going to be there, they get to pick. If not, we'll figure something out. If you have any suggestions, let us know.
Let us know.
Whoop, whoop.
Be sure to put your juggalos in the